I would totally get nachos at my son's graduation. Totally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Me at my graduation eating some nachos and a hot dog, like,
Dude,
I'm down.
it's a formal. Yeah! Touchdown! My son graduated! Touchdown!
Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan, what's up with the strikes? What does it mean? Like the ones on the side. I know we're all doctors, but I'm wondering what this is, what the different colors mean. SHSU? Okay. Fuck it.
It'll still be.
Will you please stand as able for the posting of the colors presented by the Sam Houston State University ROTC Color Guard, and then join in singing the national anthem led by Dr. Rebecca Renfro, Professor of Voice in the School of Music. Please remain standing until the Color Guard exits the Coliseum.
March, left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right. Left, right, mark time, march. Left, right, color guard, halt. Left, face. Present, arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, arms. Ready, face. Prepare to post. Colors. Present, arms. Order, arms. Ready, face. Forward, march. Left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right. Left, right, forward, march. Left, right, left, right.
Good morning. Welcome to Sam Houston State University. This is an exciting day. My name is Mike Stevenson, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, and it is my honor and my pleasure to welcome you to the single most important academic event of the year, the graduation of our students. Today is a day of joy and celebration as we acknowledge and honor the hard work and outstanding accomplishments of the graduates from the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Sitting in the front few rows today are the faculty and the department chairs who have instructed, advised, and counseled you during your years at Sam Houston State University. I'd like to ask the faculty and the department chairs to please stand and be recognized. You may be seated. Thank you. To offer congratulatory remarks and to introduce your commencement speaker, it is my honor to introduce the president of Sam Houston State University, Dr. Elisa White.
Thank you. Graduates, I've been waiting about 4 years for you, and today is the day, and we're so happy to have you here celebrating with us your achievements. Honored guests, faculty, staff, alumni, and most especially our graduates, It's exciting to stand before the first class of Bearcat medical doctors. We're here to congratulate you on a job well done, an exemplary job. I told you last night that you're not just following the standards that have been set, but you are setting new standards and you are raising the bar. You stand on the threshold of helping literally thousands of Texans receive the gift of health care. Think about that. You're going to help thousands receive health care that they deserve but may not have easy access to. I'm so proud of you for making that choice. You've set the bar at the highest mark for future classes for those who follow, and they will follow in your very successful footsteps. So, I love good news, and to share some with you. I know you know, but there may be some people here who don't know. I'd like for Dean Moore to come forward for a moment.
Thank you, Dr. White. I am so pleased to report that on April 4th of 2024, we received written confirmation from the Commission on Osteopathic College Accreditation that Sam Houston State University College of Osteopathic Medicine was awarded the status of full accreditation with exceptional outcomes. This is the highest accreditation status that can be awarded, and it confers 10 years of approval. No other new osteopathic medical school has ever achieved this accreditation status. We are the first. Dr. White, we are the first and only, and it is due to the tireless dedication of our faculty and staff and the support of our university and system and the intense hard work of our student doctors. Congratulations to everyone who has contributed to this wonderful distinction. Thank you.
Thank you. I just love that. I wanted him to say it to everyone. So graduates, you have reached today's commencement milestone through incredible hard work, through determination, and also with the support of your family and friends and our faculty and staff. You've learned from truly extraordinary faculty, and faculty, I have been watching, you truly are exceptional. You are leaders in your fields. Graduates, you've learned from faculty who, along with staff and administration, literally built this program. They didn't join the program, they built the program. They invested in your success before you ever got here, and today is a day to celebrate your achievements, but also to recognize their contributions. Please help me thank the faculty and staff and administration of the College of Osteopathic Medicine. You guys are amazing, amazing. So each semester, I continue to be impressed by how our students look like the state of Texas. I'm a native Texan, and we are a diverse state from many different backgrounds. We've come together as Bearcats, and we share the value of service, hard work, making the future brighter for Texas and for our nation. And each student brings a different story, a different perspective, and that enriches us all. You're going to continue writing your stories of healing, of service, and community engagement. We'll be proud that you're carrying the name of Sam Houston State University with you. You've spent time in the community and living out the university's motto, the measure of a life is its service. You're also leaving a legacy here. And I appreciate that legacy that you are leaving. And I know that some of you have served in our military. If you're graduating today and have served in the military, thank you for your service. Please stand and let us honor you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. I am grateful. And as a little side note, you saw our color guard from ROTC walk by. This year is their 70th year. It's been 70 years since we commissioned the first officer from Sam Houston State. So it is an honor to have them here. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Kevin O'Connor. Dr. O'Connor is a highly decorated doctor of osteopathic medicine. He's the current physician to President Joe Biden. He earned his Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree at the New York College of Osteopathic Medicine and completed his residency at the Mountainside Hospital in Montclair in New Jersey, where he was named chief resident. As an Army family physician, teacher, flight surgeon, and hyperbaric medical officer, Dr. O'Connor served in assignments at Fort Bragg and Fort Carson. He was deployed on numerous combat rotations in support of classified missions in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Bosnia. He's traveled to 79 countries throughout his 22 years of service and received numerous coveted titles and recognitions. He began serving the executive office in 2006 as White House physician, a position he has held over multiple administrations. Dr. O'Connor began working under President Biden in 2009 when President Biden was then vice president. He remained in that position for the former vice president's 8-year term. Dr. O'Connor retains his academic credentials as Associate Professor of Health, Human Function, and Rehabilitative Services at the George Washington University School of Medicine and Health Sciences, where he has held multiple leadership positions. Graduates, I am so excited to present your commencement speaker, Dr. Kevin O'Connor.
I got to meet that guy. I don't know. Yeah, but thank you very, very much, Madam President. Thank you for the kind introduction. I'm Kevin O'Connor. I am an OMS 36, or a 36-year medical student. Yeah, because it doesn't stop. So President White, Dean Moore, other deans, other distinguished guests, chairs, faculty, staff, family, friends, and graduates of the Sam Houston State University College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2024, the inaugural class, welcome. It is genuinely a tremendous honor to be invited to address you as your distinguished commencement speaker. I intend to follow FDR's 3 B's of effective speeches. Be sincere, be brief, be seated. You see, a commencement is, of course, about the graduates, all right? And I'm going to be talking to you. But one of the things I want to talk to you about is them. All right, I want to talk about them because today is the realization of dreams that they might have actually had before you even had them yourselves. It may be the realization of incredible sacrifices, some of which you may never, ever be made aware of. All right, many of these people fed you when you were hungry, cheered for you when you accomplished something, comforted you when you failed, stood by you when you felt betrayal for the first time. These are the people who love you more than you can imagine. All right, we have mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, grandparents, aunts, uncles, spouses, significant others, dinner dates, swipe rights, double taps, Rizzlers, bays, and they're all incredibly proud of you. All right, so anyway, what's about to happen today is that you're going to walk across the stage, receive your diploma, shake a few hands, get hooded, and chop chop. We got a lot of people to get through. All right, but don't chop chop too quickly, okay? Because unlike the other ceremonial walks that you've made, this one actually changes who you are, for real. All right, it's not like the other walks. You hit the floor pride leading stage right, you are a doctor. You will be addressed differently for the rest of your lives and into perpetuity, both formally and informally, in person and in written correspondence. To all my soldiers and my non-medical friends since 1992, I've been referred to simply as Doc. You know, it occurs to me now that I'm a little bit long in the tooth. I've been referred to as Doc for more years on this earth than I was ever referred to as Kevin. Think about it. The only people that call me Kevin is my family or people I knew in high school. You know, more years on the earth I've been Doc than I've been Kevin. You know, so today, literally, and for you English people, that is the correct use of the term. today literally changes who you are. All right, so one of my GW graduates a few years ago, Dr. Gates Merriman, put it something like this. You see, about 5 years ago, you were walking along minding your own business when this guy comes along and he says, "Hey, you want to buy a coat?" And you said, "I don't know, I already have a coat." And he said, no, this is not like any other coat. This coat's magical. All right, this is going to make you able to help people, to stomp out disease and pestilence. And look how gleamingly white it is. And you said, "I don't know. How much?" He explained, "Well, it depends. It's about $191,500 if you only count tuition, close to $280,396 if you go with a whole package, living in Conroe." And you simply had to have it. All right. In fact, 1,242 of you submitted applications for these 69 seats that you're sitting in right now. And that's a brand new school, taking a risk. Any family members proud out there? So you made it, okay? You got here, and you put on that short coat for the first time, and you dutifully added a mandatory accessory, a brand new stethoscope, all right? And you put it there, deliberately but casually donned around the neck, just so that you're standing there, ready, standing, coiled, at a moment's notice to auscultate. And then 4 years of misery ensued, and now here we are. So, of course, all the people up here on the stage are sitting here laughing because they're thinking, "Okay, slugger, now you're done with the easy part." All right, yeah, it does get a little bit harder, all right? But feel good today, all right? There aren't many days whereby I ever recommend looking backwards, but today's one of them, all right? So enjoy it. Now, a large part of how your individual careers are going to unfold in the future now is going to depend on your personal and your professional reputation. Like what is the price of doing business with you? All right, it all comes down to your brand, and you're building your brand every day. All right, you see, a lot of young people spend a great deal of time planning or dreaming about the man or woman that they're going to someday become. And now, while there's nothing inherently wrong with doing that, it's a tremendous mistake to do that while failing to develop who you are today, right now. I mean, think about it. The thing about great men and great women is that when you look back in retrospect, they were great young men and young women. It isn't natural to think this way, all right? But you only get one chance to be 18 or 25 or 48. All right, there's no reverse. All right, the way you behave, the choices you make, the priorities you pursue, all those things are sewn together to become the quilt of your brand. All right, like with soap or cereal, people they want to know what they're buying or investing in. So plans and some days, they're great, but you're building your brand right now. All right, reminds me of a story. A few years back, I had dinner, a tremendous opportunity. I got to attend the St. Patrick's Day dinner, O'Connor, down in with the Ancient Order of Hibernians. I don't know if you ever hung out with those guys, but the Ancient Order of Hibernians on St. Patrick's Day in Savannah, Georgia. Do it if you get a chance. So they had scored a great keynote speaker that year. They got Admiral Bill McRaven, the legendary Navy SEAL and the commander of Special Operations Command, who had led the successful hunt and disposition of Osama bin Laden. And this was the very first St. Patrick's Day since the hit. So having him as a speaker was a really big deal. So I was honored to be seated with the Admiral throughout the evening, together with Frank Butler, a friend of mine, and a bunch of his friends, and it was really a cool evening. And the Hibernians were simply bursting with pride. And now, as I learned, though, from the Admiral that night, is the fact is, Admiral McRaven isn't even Irish. He's Scottish. But we didn't have the heart to tell the Hibernians. They were having too much fun. So nobody told him that. But his remarks that night were incredible. He shared a story about when he was a young 04. That's a lieutenant commander. Lieutenant Commander McRaven had landed the assignment of a lifetime. All right, he was selected for this new and elite unit, SEAL Team 6. Well, SEAL Team 6 at the time was commanded by a legendary frogman, Dick Barcinko. Marcinko was known for his rough and unconventional tactics, and he went on to become a very popular fiction author, as most SEALs do. See what I did there? Yeah. Authoring the Rogue Warrior Adventure series. By today's standards, he was a terrible commander. All right? His chosen leadership style was that of belittlement, humiliation, and abuse. But he was a tough guy, which is presumably good if you're SEAL, but he was also a bully, and that's never good. Well, one day he was expressing his displeasure about something or other that young Lieutenant Commander McRaven had done, and McRaven wasn't exactly specific about what demeaning activity that he was given as a punishment, but the Admiral distinctly does recall the humiliating nature of what Marcinko was asking him to do. Well, whatever it was that it was told, it was over the line for Admiral McRaven. He said, I'm not going to do that. And, you're going to do that, replied Marcinko. Oh, I assure you, I am not going to do that. At this point, Marcinko approached McRaven, and a tussle ensued. Marcinko shoved McRaven quite forcibly. Well, for every action, there may be a reaction, right? And McRaven apparently popped him one, right in the jaw, pretty good. Well, this fight ended the way any 06 versus 04 fight ended, and McRaven was fired on the spot, naturally. Well, we hear that story now, and we think to ourselves, of course that's what Admiral McRaven did. You're right. Can you imagine any other response? I mean, he's nobody's punk. I mean, please, of course he stood up for himself and he didn't take any kind of guff. He's Admiral Bill McRaven. Well, my question to you today is, as he was driving home that night, trying to figure out exactly how he was going to tell his wife, Georgianne, honey, I got fired. We're probably going to have to pack up and move. My career in the Navy is almost certainly over. My question to you is, as he was making that drive, do you think he knew that he was Admiral Bill McRaven? Because I sure bet he didn't. I bet he was filled with self-doubt, anxiety, and apprehension, like any of us would have been about what was going to unfold with his life and his career and that of his family. But what was he doing that day? He was building his brand. He was on brand. So as you grind on day after day into your residencies, try not to lose sight of the fact that every small gesture you make, the way you cover down for colleagues, the way you handle frustration, the way you respond to criticism, the way you treat subordinates, all of these moments, tiny moments, they all end up defining your brand. So my final charge to you is a very simple one. The one thing that if you remember nothing else from this talk, please think, I want you to always remember that I came here to Bernard G. Johnson Coliseum, and I stood there in front of God and all your loved ones and all that, and I asked you to do one thing for me. Be a good doctor. Now you're thinking, heck, I'm going to be a great doctor. But that's not what I mean. All right? To be a good doctor is different than to be a skilled doctor. All right? Hopefully you'll be both, but good is more important. You're going to be taught to be skilled in your residencies. You were taught to be good, both how and why, by the people in this arena and out there on the live stream today, by the people who love you. The things that make you good are the intangibles. I guarantee you, in this training so far, you have already seen examples of good and less good physicians. Good doctors make eye contact. Good doctors are active listeners. Good doctors truly empathize with and take on small portions of the patient's suffering themselves. Right? Not so much that they're going to be incapacitated, but enough to be affected. Good doctors never seem rushed, even if they are. Now, not many people are going to tell you this, but I will. Good doctors genuinely love their patients. Thank you. Thank you. Good doctors love with abandon. All right? Don't be afraid to love your patients. All right? Certainly don't be afraid to hug your patients. We're osteopaths. We touch. The power of touch. That very well might be the only hug in that patient's life. How good would a hug feel if you hadn't been hugged in decades? We have that power. We have that privilege, that intimacy. Yeah, we're told don't get too close. You're going to have people in your training that tell you, don't, keep some professional separation. Don't get too close. I reject that premise. Too close is only too close if it is closer than your patient wants you to be. But here's a little secret. Most patients actually want you to care for them as if you're caring for family. So that's what I want to leave with. That's it. Love your patients with abandon. Make yourselves available to them physically and emotionally. Collaborate with every single member of the patient care team because we all have different strengths and capabilities to contribute. Be your brothers and sisters keepers. If you see a colleague getting into trouble with drinking or drugs or other life decisions. And most importantly for today, don't ever forget the names that are written in invisible ink on those diplomas. Those are the names of the incredible faculty members, residents, fellows, nurses, and other colleagues you learned from. The names of the administrative, academic, and environmental services staff who maintained a warm and nurturing facility in which you could learn. The name of the parking attendant or the security guard who kept you safe, right? Brought a smile to your face. Remember those names. And finally, try to remember the names of the patients who allowed you to learn by participating in their care. Always remember your patients, because without them, you're just a sucker with a really expensive coat. Thank you very much for your kind attention. God bless America. God protect our troops.
Thanks, Doc, for sharing those inspiring words with us. It is now time for the conferral of degrees. Will the student doctors here today to receive your degrees please stand as able? President White, based on the faculty and the recommendation of the faculty of Sam Houston State University, I am pleased that these degree candidates have fulfilled all the academic requirements necessary for receiving a diploma. I am honored to present them to you for the awarding of the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
Thank you, Provost Stevenson. Upon the recommendation of the faculties of Sam Houston State University and by the authority vested in me as president by the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System, I hereby confer upon you individually the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Let me be the first to congratulate you as the newest graduates and doctors of Sam Houston State University.
You may be seated. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, the roll call of our graduates. Graduates, as a courtesy to your fellow Bearcats, please return to your seat and remain in the auditorium until all graduates have received their diplomas. Friends and family members who are here today, we're going to practice. I'm going to encourage you to clap, and cheer loudly. Yep. For your graduate as they receive their diploma, because we want to ensure the name of each graduate is heard fully by our friends and family in the audience on this special day. I respectfully request that you not use artificial noisemakers as the names are called. Now I ask the Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dr. Thomas Moore, to begin the roll call of graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Stevenson. Will the marshals please escort the recipients for the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine from the College of Osteopathic Medicine for roll call?
Hooding our graduates today, we welcome to the stage Dean Dennis Rao, D.O., Dean Craig Boudreau, D.O., and Dean Courtney West, Ph.D. Dr. Uruj S. Arshad. Dr. Arshad will be hooded by Dr. Syed Arshad. Dr. Mohammed Asaus, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Ritvik Bhattacharjee, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Matthew Boino, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Whitney Lynn Boino, being hooded by Tom Woodward. Dr. Nathan Blake Boyd, hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Brittany Lauren Burns, hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Meredith Lynn Busby, being hooded by Dr. Thomas Busby. Dr. Grace Chen, being hooded by Dr. Frank Chen and Dr. Ann Chen. Dr. Aubrey Lynn Covington, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Noah A. Cuellar, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Sabarno Datta, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Noah Esteban de la Cruz, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Darian Rion Dozier, being hooded by Dr. Lana Scroggins. Dr. Sagufta Garacia, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. William Hardy Gatlin, being hooded by Dr. Melissa Dawn Gatlin. Dr. Joe Zubin George, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Austin Goth, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Kinsley H. Grant, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Michaela Cheyenne Grodzinski, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Christina Harkey, being hooded by Dr. Dennis Rao. Dr. Jonathan Heath Hines, being hooded by Dr. Jacqueline Hines. Dr. Kevin Huynh, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Kevin Thuy Si Huynh, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Travis Nelson Hyatt, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Lindsay Diamond Eigelhart, being hooded by Dr. Kiana Green. Dr. Agam Brahmari Jagota, being hooded by Dr. Davina Jagota. Dr. Savannah Jenkins, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Megan Waldron Johnson, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Mashal Kakal, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Jeremy D. Coten, being hooded by Dr. Ed Coten. Dr. Thomas Chi-Tan Le, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Nikhil Madhav, being hooded by Dr. Deepak Patel. Dr. Alvin John Sam Matthew, being hooded by Dr. Kristen Matthew. Dr. Lauren E. McManus, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Priyalak Juju Miller, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Timothy Myung-Soo Moak, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Yvonne Nguyen, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Michael S. Owalabi, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Shivanji I. Patel, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Ethan B. Pavlovsky, being hooded by Dr. Crace Pavlovsky. Dr. Hunter Peach, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Jonathan K. Pham, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Alec Pinion, being hooded by Dr. Michael Pinion. Dr. Meghana Prakash, being hooded by Dr. Craig Boudreau. Dr. Samyan Prasain, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Jamila T. Raja, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Sweta Hari Ram, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Amir Rashid, being hooded by Dr. Shireen Rashid. Dr. Austin Blaine Reynolds, being hooded by Dr. Timothy Reynolds, Dr. Spencer Reynolds, and Dr. Natalie Reynolds. Dr. Cody Richards, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Dylan Robertson, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Ashley Rose, being hooded by Dr. Sam Rose and Dr. Selenita Rose. Dr. Amy Aziz Rupani, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Daniel Jonathan Sakachu, being hooded by Dr. Dustin Gross. Dr. Sergio A. Sanchez, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Jacob Russell Seabaugh, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Pooja Chetan Shah, being hooded by Dr. Prisha Shah. Dr. Matthew Carroll Stokel, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Kyle Andrew Swanson, being hooded by Dr. Lloyd Swanson. Dr. Morgan Elizabeth Taryn Chavez, being hooded by Dr. David Taryn Chavez. Dr. Rishita Tiwari, being hooded by Dr. Suresh Dixit. Dr. Olivia Lauren Dahl Touchton, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. David Paul Tram, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Jacob Colby Vinson, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Neven Wang, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Willard Taylor Williams, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West. Dr. Melanie K. Chappelle, being hooded by Dr. Courtney West.
Will all the new doctors please rise as able? Ladies and gentlemen, the latest graduates from Sam Houston State University. Congratulations. Graduates, if you will remain standing, I will ask Dean Thomas Moore back to the podium to read the osteopathic oath.
I'd now like to invite all of our graduates to remain standing and all osteopathic physicians here assembled in the audience to stand with me now for the osteopathic oath. In the time-honored tradition of the osteopathic profession, we're asked to reflect on the greater purpose of our calling and to recite the words that bind us together as osteopathic physicians. So please read along with me as we recite the osteopathic oath. Together, I do hereby affirm my loyalty to enter the profession I'm about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and the life of my patients, to retain their confidence and respect both as a physician and a friend who will guard their secrets with scrupulous honor and fidelity, to perform faithfully my professional duties, to employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and with my skill and ability, keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it may be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation and never, by word or by act, cast imputations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biological truths to the healing arts and to develop the principles of osteopathy which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. Thank you. You may be seated. And will the following graduates please stand? Dr. Nathan Boyd, U.S. Army. Dr. Megan Johnson, U.S. Army. Dr. Swetha Ram, U.S. Army. Dr. Olivia Touchton, United States Air Force. All physicians take on the mantle of service and the yoke of responsibility when they enter the medical profession. These men and women have demonstrated their willingness to go above and beyond. Graduates, you have stood up and declared that you're ready and willing to serve at a higher level. Your higher calling is a commitment to serve the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who will stand in defense of our country. They keep us strong and safe, and they protect our national interests and our way of life. Our military physicians are vital to the health of our armed forces, and you will be leaders of the healthcare team. Will you all please join me in thanking our military graduates for their commitment and their service? Thank you. As newly minted osteopathic physicians, you join a profession that was established over nearly 150 years ago by our founder, Dr. Andrew Taylor Still, who saw the state of medical care of that day as broken and ineffective. He developed osteopathic medicine to focus on patients as people and not just pathology, to understand the interrelatedness of the body and to strive for health and wellness and the prevention of disease. He saw the human body with inherent powers to heal itself and demonstrate the low-tech, high-touch power of a healer's hands as a powerful tool in healthcare. Since 1897, the American Osteopathic Association has served as our professional membership organization. From humble beginnings in Kirksville, Missouri, the AOA now represents nearly 180,000 osteopathic physicians like yourselves all across the country. The AOA is our professional home and our enduring family. It's my pleasure to invite the Chief Executive Officer of the AOA to the podium to welcome you to our family. Ms. Kathleen Creason was appointed CEO last year, but has served the osteopathic profession for over 20 years. She served as Executive Director of the American Osteopathic Information Association and the Osteopathic Physicians and Surgeons of California. She was President of the Association of Osteopathic State Executive Directors and was honored in 2009 as the recipient of the Bobby Jones National Osteopathic Executive Director Award. Please join me in welcoming our AOA CEO, Ms. Kathleen Creason.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. Congratulations, doctors. That's not going to get old, is it? It is my honor to be here and welcome you to the osteopathic profession as physicians. We're so honored to have you join the osteopathic family, which, as Dr. Moore said, was first introduced by Andrew Taylor Still 150 years ago. So how appropriate that you're here as the inaugural class, so exciting, of the Sam Houston State University College of Osteopathic Medicine. You know, your administration, Dr. Moore, President White, very well respected, very, very dignified. But I have to tell you, as we were standing around chatting, getting ready for the ceremonies, I heard stories about pig masks, pie eating contests, dunk tanks, and I thought, you know what? This is a group that works hard, but knows how to have fun too. And I love that because you personify the osteopathic profession. You personify the tenets of the profession. You demonstrate empathy, compassion, integrity. You're going to fit right in to the osteopathic profession. As the inaugural class, you have laid the foundation for those that will come after you. You are truly leaders. You have created 50 new student organizations on campus. You have developed a mini medical school. You have representatives that are already national leaders. You're joining a very well-respected, tremendous profession. 26% of medical students right now are osteopathic medical students. We're growing, and it's such an exciting time for you to be joining this profession. The American Osteopathic Association is truly honored to be standing with you the entire trajectory of your professional path as you were students and as you are now physicians. So I will leave you with these words. Congratulations, and keep doing great things.
I'd now like to welcome Mr. Brian Starr, President of the Alumni Board of Directors, to say a few words to our graduates.
I'm not nervous, I'm just a little choked up. Dr. White, I can't believe I get to be here today. I'm so honored and humbled by you all. I got to watch this college come up from nothing, and now you all are going to go out there and change thousands of lives, and indirectly millions of lives. And I'm watching you all today. It is my privilege to speak to you today. I am Brian Starr, President of the SHSU Alumni Association, and I'm a proud graduate of 2002. I would like to invite all graduates to rise as you are able. It is my honor to induct you into membership of the Sam Houston State University Alumni Association, conferring upon you all privileges and responsibilities appertaining to your alumni status. You may be seated. Today, you join a family of 140,000 alumni living across the nation and around the world. We encourage you as an alumni association to get involved with our alumni clubs and always look for ways to help others with your talents and your time and to share the benefits of your Sam Houston State education. You have great power in making a difference in this world and in our communities. Inside your graduation tube, there is an alumni lapel pin. Please accept this gift from the Alumni Association and wear it with your Bearcat pride. Congratulations, class of 2024. Eat 'em up, cats.
Graduates, we are very proud of you. Congratulations. The diploma you earned so hard, you worked so hard to earn, will fundamentally change the future for you and for many, many others. Please take the time to celebrate this important accomplishment in your life. To conclude today's event, will you please stand and join Dr. Renfro in singing the Alma Mater? The words can be found on page 3 in your program. At the conclusion of the Alma Mater, please remain standing for the recessional.